Hi, good day. My name is Jurini Gomez-Cabalhin, and for today's video, I'm going to describe to you the 8 pillars of gastronomy. But first, let's define what gastronomy is. So gastronomy is the study of food and culture with a particular focus on the gourmet cuisine. It is also a principle that food is the study of science with the presence of an art. So the 8 pillars of gastronomy are namely the ingredients, the terroir, geography, culinary, geopolitics, trade, technology, and ethnicity. So first is the ingredients. The ingredients plays a vital role in gastronomy. In fact, it is the main source of food outcome. One example of it is the presence of food or ingredients in the molecular gastronomy, since we tackle about the science as part of the gastronomy. So molecular gastronomy has something to do with the ingredients in which we tackles about the reaction of chemicals like the yeast. The yeast or the live bacteria performs the process of fermentation by converting the carbohydrates into lactic acid. So that is very important for us also to comprehend so that we would avoid some risk in. So the second one is a terroir. So I can describe terroir in the field of gastronomy as a unique character distinction of a certain product to a certain place. Or let us say it is the taste of the place. One example of it is the grapes or the strawberry. So in grapes, we are aware that it is preferably grow in cold places, just like in Italy or Spain, comparing to grapes grown here in a tropical country. So we can assume that the wine that was being created in the cold places has more aroma and unique taste compared to a wine created in a tropical country, because due to the factor that affects the growth of the grapes, which is the climate and the quality of the soil. So the third one is the geography. So I can describe geography in gastronomy as the global pattern of food production and consumption. So the geography also affects the growth of certain food by which people are accustomed to eat. Just like in the East Asia, the countries like China, North and South Korea, and Japan, their food signature there is noodles. In Southeast Asia, we have our staple food, which is rice. In Western countries, they have their cereals and bread or wheat bread. So in every geographical areas, we have our distinct and preferred food being consumed or accustomed to eat. So the fourth one is culinary. So I can describe culinary as the science and art of cooking and baking. It is only the under the umbrella of gastronomy, since gastronomy is a very broad topic which focuses particularly in cuisine, specifically in gourmet. One example of a culinary is the invention of or the creation of petit four or the bite-sized cake. So those are product of culinary, the innovation of food from the inside of gastronomy. The fifth one is geopolitics. Based on how I understand geopolitics, it is the relationship among the politics, the demography, geography, and economy, especially with respect to a foreign policy of a nation. So let us put an example, the economic state in India. The economic state in India affect their gastronomy or the food culture in preparing or the cuisine or their street foods on how they are supposed to prepare their food. So the gastronomy in the place like India was affected due to their economic state. The sixth one is trade. So based on how I understand the trade as a pillar of gastronomy, it is a way of diversifying our food culture towards other country. So one example of it is the adoption of sinigang or soup from other places towards us. So the soup was originally came from Western places, was Western country, and then we adapt it and we integrate it with our originality. So in that way, they are also allowing their culture to share with us and experience it with us. So that's how I understand trade in terms of gastronomy. And now the seventh one is technology. So I can describe technology in the pillars of gastronomy as a very significant tool and equipment in terms of food production, since gastronomy also tackles about food production. So instead of sticking to the traditional or the manual process, by the application of technology advancement, we come up with a factory, and we know that factory produce products in a large quantity in an efficient and effective way. So by the use of factory, by the use of the technology, we are also avoiding the waste of time, effort, and resources. And the last pillar of gastronomy is the ethnicity. So I can describe ethnicity in the pillar of gastronomy as the adoption, the integration, the innovation, and invention of specific food of certain places or country. Just like the Philippines, we adopted soup from other country and we integrate or we innovated it into a sinigang. We also have our own signature, the adobo. In other places or a foreign country, we have also the Italy, which is famous in pasta product or pasta cuisine. They have the Italian pasta or Italian spaghetti. So that's how I understand the ethnicity as a pillar of gastronomy. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and learn from the video. Thank you and God bless.